Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I'm making this video while I'm preparing another bread recipe. This one is a little different. Um, it is a sourdough recipe, but it's the sourdough uh, Palianizia. Palianizia. I hope I say it correctly because it is a safe word in Ukraine. Um, I wanted to make this. One of my friends mentioned this recipe to me because I showed her my sourdough bread, and she's like, "Oh, that's like the Palianizia." Sorry. So I was intrigued and I was looking at different recipes and I found a sourdough recipe. I was thinking, should I just not do a sourdough recipe? But since it was there, I'm surprised I was able to see it, to be honest, because it's on Facebook and I don't have a Facebook. Um, I brought it up on my phone and I'm not even signed in or anything. And um, so this is that recipe. So 300 grams of warm milk. I'm using Lactaid. I honestly didn't have enough of the milk, so it is diluted a little bit, but I think it's okay just because, well, I had a good amount of the milk. Um, but when I make sourdough in general, I tend to use water anyway. Um, I know that there's like a specific type of softness, and there's like the sweet breads that I've made, like the Ukrainian bread, 120 grams of starter. Also, a little bit of a modification. I got about 110 because I usually get around 100 grams. And then I didn't double check the recipe, but it's okay. Because with the amount of flour that's in here, and that's a close range, I feel like it's okay. 430 grams white bread flour or plain, and Manitoba 50/50. I'm using the King Arthur bread flour, then 70 grams wholemeal flour. So I make a little bit of an adjustment. Um, so I mixed it a little bit with the bread flour and then I um, added the rye flour with it. And I am using um, rye flour from Ukraine because it's actually one of the only rye flours that I've seen here. So, and I've been in multiple states. Um, then I'm letting that uh, sit for 30 minutes for autolysis. So that's, and then I'm doing this video in between. So then I have the ingredients left, 55 grams of butter, um, 1 teaspoon of honey, 11 grams of salt. I'm interested in the next couple of ingredients because I feel like it's okay, um, for the amount of milk I'm hoping, because I usually add like 345 grams of liquid and then the 400. So there's actually, I believe, um, a different ratio with flour and liquid in this recipe. Um, but I feel like it will balance out with the butter because I don't usually put butter in just plain sourdough, and then a teaspoon of honey. So that's a couple of grams, not many grams, but not really a couple. It's like a little over two, but it's still, um, I feel like it'll give it that moisture too. And then 11 grams of salt. Um, so I think that'll also balance out the sweetness too. When I make the regular sourdough, and this isn't the regular sourdough, I put around like nine. I shoot for 9 grams. Um, Sometimes if maybe I don't want to say spread it too aggressively, but I'm using like a salt container, and then I weigh that out. Um, Sometimes I can accidentally add more than what I was planning. So then I'll add the rest of the ingredients, and then I'll do my 4 to 5 sets of stretch and folds. I usually do like 4 stretch and folds. Um, and I've ranged it. Some recipes I've seen for every half hour or every hour. Um, if you do anything like you have to do other things, I feel like as well you're gonna do it, and it'll be okay. At least the times that I've done it. This is the first time I'm doing this recipe, so I'll have to see. And I'm gonna see about the mixture um, with the ingredients, all the ingredients added. So then there's the bulk fermentation. And this bulk fermentation is a little shorter than other bulk fermentations that I've done. Not a little bit shorter, a couple hours shorter, which is actually nice. I started the recipe really late because I fed my starter really late. I got my nails done and they are shorter. So I'm, well, I love getting my nails done. But I figured maybe I would get them a little shorter because I had my job placement interview, and it'll take time because I'm particular about where I'll go, because you could get like a retail pharmacy pretty quickly, and then the person that I was talking to was saying that she noticed that pharmacy technicians get hired pretty quickly. Um, it's also the end of the year with the holidays, so I said I also preferred part-time, and I told her my schedule, especially with my meetings and uh, the the club. So she was okay with that, and she understood. She didn't give me a hard time or anything. She's like, no problem. So I don't mind if it takes a little bit. Um, I'm just relaxing. I did sleep in, which was nice. Um, I left my letter of recommendation downstairs. I have a couple of copies. I could get, I could scan it. I think you could do that type of thing with your phone now. I'm pretty sure. I don't have enough space to download anything else on my phone, but I'll I don't know if Staples has that where you could scan it in. Staples is like a office type of place where you could get a lot of printers, and you can print things, but you can also buy like those types of things too. And that's where I got my planner. So I can read the letter of recommendation. I changed the heading, well, for the different copies, and the hard copies are signed, but I could get a digital signature as well if I don't get it scanned. Um, but I'm really happy because I could use that if I want to go to university or for jobs. So I gave one of the copies to um, uh, the person that I interviewed with, and I was I was happy to get that on the last day of the externship. So I did log in the last hours, and then they're like, come back if you're bored. I'm like, okay. So it was nice. And then, well, I made copies before I left, and I got them signed. So I could read what it says. So, dear pharmacy director, I'm writing this letter in support of Miss Adrienne Cook attending the Pharmaceutical Sciences program at Charles University. I have been a pharmacist for decades. I worked with Adrienne during the pharmacy technician externship to complete the required hours in a pharmacy setting. During this period, I recognized her ability to efficiently and quickly learn pharmaceutical concepts, and I can confirm that she implements what she learned in previous colleges in the years of experience as a master herbalist and a non-sterile compounding pharmacy technician. Additionally, she maintains a calm demeanor in stressful situations, is kind, patient, precise, articulate, works well with and is considerate of others, and is thorough with tasks. Her leadership qualities truly exceed my expectations. She is dedicated to her fields of study as she continues to pursue higher education. Adrienne graduated the pharmacy technician program with high honors and passed the national exam after graduation. She holds a degree in herbal studies from and then a college, and certifications in herbalism from a trade school. I wrote the actual names. She wrote numerous reports on modern and holistic medicine in the previous colleges she attended. After reading some of her writings, I am amazed about how she explained topics effectively and shows how well she retains information. Writing that stood out to me was about the process of her compounding benzocaine, lidocaine, and tetracaine cream. She included the steps it took to work through the formula and to achieve pharmacy elegance. She included information that solidified her recollection. I wholeheartedly and enthusiastically show my support for Adrienne attending this program. If you have questions or would like to further discuss my recommendation, please feel free to contact me so I can um, that's towards the end, but basically it gives like the email so I can provide more insight and then the email address. So I am super happy that I again was able to get that, and I don't take it for granted, and I did work hard to get that. I have been able to clean a lot more of these, well, since this is the day that I didn't have to go in. I wasn't planning on going anywhere tomorrow, but I wanted to make mashed potatoes because I was gonna eat some as mashed potatoes and I was gonna bake stuff with it. on the as to go with it. And then I was gonna use a good portion to make Vareniki for the freezer. And I don't have um I don't have any more onions because I made tikka masala today and I used the remaining onions to make that, which is it's a large portion. I feel like when I make it at home or at the house, uh, I get more full easily. Um, I also use like a cashew yogurt, and that's really filling too. Um, and you could use other yogurt. I just figured that a cashew base would be helpful, so I don't really have to think about the like contents of dairy in it. I also use a plant-based heavy cream for it. I do like the way that I made it this time because um, the cashew yogurt kind of thickens up easily, so I didn't have it thicken as much, and um it's still it's still thick, but it's not as thick. So I enjoyed it a lot more. I've made it a couple of times, but I'm starting to see like what I really want to do with the recipe. So I wanted to make the bread because I also had to feed my starter too. And I thought that it would be a good day to do it. I was also thinking about getting or making honey cookies again because um but I do have lactose-free chocolate chip cookies that I packaged because it made such a big batch last time. Me being like, because the serving says like it serves X amount of people, and I think at the time like I was giving some to classmates, and then I really didn't need to make two batches. Like I had so much left. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit of coconut oil to it, and then I'm gonna bake it because it already has coconut oil in it, and people really enjoyed the combination. I do like coconut oil. I feel like it kind of depends on what I put it in because it's such a strong flavor. Maybe it's not like super strong, but you could definitely taste it when it's in something. Well, it depends on the oil that you get. Sometimes like it, depending on the oil, you won't have that prominent taste. But the one that I have, I do have that thing going on with it. So um, I just work with it, and luckily it goes well with the other ingredients. Because I wanted to cut down on the butter. I think at the time, well, I wanted to try it, and at the time, like I was saving the butter for other things. So um, that was a lot of discussion about updates. But I figured I would make a video now because I'm awake, but I've been catching up on sleep, and I didn't do much of crafting. I'm still thinking about the colors, but I did see a skirt that well, it's a three-tiered skirt, and I've been wanting to make a three-tiered skirt. Um, right now, I'm finding with my sewing journey that I am doing projects that are more freestyle-ish, because one of the sewists that I watch, she gives like general directions on how to do a project. Like she'll give some measurements or what she's doing for measurements, and like in general, but it's not all specific. And I maybe for some projects I might want that, but I really enjoy just sewing something. And it's like a three-tiered skirt, and she gave those general directions, so as I said, so I'm really excited because that's what I want to make. I think I might make it one color. So um let's see what I have for that. And then I have this to show. Again, I haven't been crafting that much. I'm gonna resend my resume because I changed my email to my regular email, but she still wants the school email on there, so I'm switching it back and then sending it over. Um, and then I updated everything else. Like I added my volunteer, I added the externship, and then I kept the other pharmacy experience that I had on there. I updated the certification because it's the certification is becoming more of a thing in more states, and it opens up the places, or the literal doors that you could open, because certain places require certification, like hospitals, military bases. Um, so it's nice to have those without restriction. But anyway, I worked a little bit on this. I have the thumb hole here, and I think I'm just gonna do the plain, like just do the thumb hole plain. And then this is what it is. I had to make sure I do two different gloves and not the same side thumb. So this is what it is. It's a Latvian glove, so they tend to run on the larger side. And um, I really like it. I'm happy that I finally got to this project. I'm I do enjoy the hot pink. I don't know if it's just because of the area, because like when I'm in different areas, I tend to gravitate towards different colors. And for the longest time, I enjoy hot pink. Sometimes it's like a little intense to knit with when you're looking at it for a long period of time, but I'm in the mood for it. So I want to do it while I'm in the mood. It, and then there's the back. So I'm gonna do it open at the top. So I'm gonna lose a lot of the pattern, but I think that's gonna be okay because at least the main pattern in the front is gonna show. And then I'm gonna include the orange row, and then I'm gonna go back to the purple for the ribbing. And I could have done other stuff for the ribbing at the bottom, but I just felt like my motivation to do it, I was like, I'm just gonna do ribbing at the bottom, it's fine. But I'm happy with the way that it's turning out, and I'm also using a couple sizes, well, needles that are a couple sizes larger, so that definitely affects the gauge, but I'm happy that it's working out. I already expected that. But I try not to be alarmed in the beginning of making Latvian mittens because again they're on the larger side. But then when you put it on, it's like fine. Um, and it goes down pretty far. Like it goes down like to here. So I'm excited about these, and I always love having like accessories to use. I didn't bring a lot of them. Not like I'm really using them here, but there's the mountain areas that I heard when I was getting my nails done. Um, and the person that was doing my nails was saying that it snows in mountains. And I was like, of course. It's absolutely right. That wasn't sarcasm. That was like, kind of like, why didn't I think of that? I hope it didn't come out as rude. Um, but I didn't say that to her. I was like, ooh, you piqued my interest. And that's where people ski. It's cooler in the mountains, so that's like kind of exciting. And it's like, I think 30 minutes away. I think sometimes, well, she says that they close off the roads when there's too much snow. So that'll be for the winter, but I think that would be nice to do here. And maybe a place to go when it's not, so I could go somewhere that's like really not as hot. So this is it, the project that I have right now. I still don't have yarn for one of the projects that I'm here and then I'm gonna do the button band and that's it. And I don't have yarn for it because I'm constantly like, oh, I'll get yarn at some point. But lately, I haven't really been getting yarn. So it's one of those things. And then I've been doing stuff on my planner. I'm like on and off. I love my planner. I It's weird because I've been watching planner videos, stationery videos for years. Specifically like Hobonichi, the Japanese planner. And I didn't know if I was gonna ever like do like the planner life, but I am because now I have more stuff that I'm keeping track of. And I think at the end of the year I'm gonna get a refill for the planner paper. So this is my planner right now, and I do enjoy it. My main thing is like when I go overseas, I'm sure I'll come back to the US to do things, but um, this planner, I feel like it's mainly US based. It's at a glance. So, um, I feel like Hobonichi is such a worldwide thing. I mean, maybe they'll ship to other places overseas. But Hobonichi definitely does. And it's like very posh. The covers are expensive. Honestly, I did see a leather cover, and I love the leather products that I get from Ukraine. I did add it to my cart. There was a leather cover that fit the A5, Hobonichi A5 cousin planner. That's a specific size, and I chose that one, or like in my head, I chose it because it has the timetable on there, and it's a long timetable. And that's like the one of the main things that I'm looking for in a planner, like more detailed planning, especially with the time zones. And then like the calendar part of it. So that's like mainly what I'm looking for in a planner. And then like they come out with different things depending on what type of uh what's your ideal planner like, because some people want more journaling in it. Um, and so And then others want like multiple calendars. I'm not super uh knowledgeable about these planners. I've watched them over the years, but I've kind of like watched it, but not maybe like put two and two together or like the specifics of which one would be the planner for me. And I saw the timetable, and this one does have a timetable too. I do adjust it a little bit as because it gives you like a sample of like three different types of timetables. So the one that I'm at right now is, yeah, it's like 7 to 6, and you can do like AM or PM because a lot of times I start stuff at night anyway. But lately I've been sectioning it off to like 2 days. This one I sectioned to 3 days. Um, Today I'm gonna section it off. Well, I did section it off for um today and then another part tomorrow. I also have a little bit of downtime too today because I didn't see my mentees. Sad. One came back from a trip, and then the other one, um, she gets woken up or she stays up when there's the air alarms. So, um, of course, it she can sleep as long as she wants or try to get some sleep as long as she wants because I know that I'll see her at some point, and then for her to go somewhere safe. So I've been doing other things like the Ukrainian bread recipe, uh, to keep that Ukrainian spirit going. And well, we keep in touch. So I'm happy when I hear from them. So I feel better about their safety. Um, I saw channels on LG channels. I think that's the type of TV. It's only on one TV, so I don't really know how that works. I'm able to get Netflix mainly on in the loft area TV, but I don't have like other like channels that are there. And then downstairs I could sometimes get Netflix, but then they have the LG channels that I've been able to get. And then I don't know what's going on with the one in the guest bedroom downstairs, but um it's been hard getting like the, I don't know if it's Samsung TV. It's not called LG, so I don't really know if it's just included with your TV, but um I found channels that I like. Well, that I've actually watched. Some of them I watched, or at least the shows, mainly paranormal, and then other types of cartoons or something. So that's my update. Um, I don't know if I have anything else, but I'll be able to pick up my diploma at some point, or I think no, actually it'll get sent to me because that's what was said at the um, interview. So this was a talking video. I think I'll just say that, and then I showed the project, but um, mainly talking. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.